Greetings Internet, DDA here, and welcome to a special edition, a special deck profile video. I have the winner of the Dennis Bowl tournament here with me, Wayne, fellow member of Team Eevee, who won the Dennis Bowl tournament several weeks ago with Namekian Radiant Slug Dragon Ball Victory. So without further ado, let's kick off this deck profile video. So I have Wayne.
What's good, Internet?
Wayne, I'm so happy to have you here and actually record this deck profile video because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are interested in checking out this slug ball that you have here. So let's just check out this total list that we got here. And why don't you just tell me why slug? Why slug?
Slug gives you hunt. Hunt gives you 3 more ball searches. Your mastery gives you 1. It just gives you the most bang for your buck, and we love consistency when we're playing a ball deck. It also gives you access to a couple other tools in malicious intent, and plenty of other goodies that we'll probably get into in just a second.
Yeah, so a lot of Dragon Ball searchers when you play Slug. I think we counted there are 7 hard Dragon Ball searchers, like as in you play the Dragon Ball. 7 cards in your deck that play a Dragon Ball. Is that correct?
6 hard, I think.
6.
Yeah.
Alright, so obviously we have the Slug MP here. I mean, not much choice there. What's your favorite thing about the Slug stack overall?
Favorite thing is 1. Jumping off 1 is so free. Anytime a ball enters play, you generally get a 1 anger. 2 if you get in combat because of the mastery. So every time, and that's if your opponent plays a ball 2, Slug 1 will give you an anger still. And outside of Slug 1, 4 is awesome because you get to get a ball when entering combat. So that's kind of cool. And if you're like close to death, you can jump down to 3 for the rejuve ability. So you can pretty much play, it by ear, depending on what's going on in the game.
I got you. Okay, so you're running Radiant Mastery, and obviously with running Radiant Mastery, you're running Earth Balls. So why Radiant Mastery? Why not Knowledge?
Consistency. You just get the balls. You're guaranteed to see the ball the first 2 combats. So that's always good, and it also gives you the ability to crit, to get balls back, which a lot of ball decks struggle with. So that's also awesome, and it also gives you, using Earth Balls is ideal because if they get captured, you pretty much don't care. They don't really hurt you as bad as the Namekian balls do, so that's always awesome.
Okay. So we got the Earth Balls here. Not many people play these. Not many people are familiar with their use. So why don't you just go over some of your favorite combos and your favorite little tricks with the Earth Balls.
Alright, number 1, I like ball 6 is usually the first ball I search. This is to protect my other balls from getting banished from various effects. I'm looking at you, Broly. What's up, cuz? And also, if it's your only ball out, you can do a little trick with Slug 1. You can rejuve it. You can shuffle it in to rejuve a card, and then Slug says if you don't have a Dragon Ball, you can search at the end of combat to put the ball in play. Now, when the ball comes back in play, you gain 1 anger from Slug, and you also gain another anger from the mastery because you're still in combat. So that's a pretty cool.
That's super good.
Other than that, you got ball 5, which you can use as a ball capture. We like bouncing ball 7 and combat. We like bouncing ball 2, yada yada yada. But I'm most proud of that ball 6 play. A lot of people don't see that coming, and it rockets you off level 1, so that's really cool.
Really awesome. All right, great stuff. So let's just go over the individual cards here and just tell me a little bit about them. So we got Salvo here. I mean, this card is just power and money.
Yeah, man. Salvo is really good for so many reasons. Endurance 2, 7 life printed. If the mastery's popping, now it's 9. You know what I mean? On hit, you get crit, so that helps you steal a ball. And a lot of times, you'll deal critical damage and get the hit effect, so you'll be able to cap 2 balls with 1. Hello, who's there? With 1 stroke, so that's always awesome.
Yeah, so I was actually watching the match with Meckler, and I saw you do like a clean 9 to him, and it almost made me think that you could win by survival. Have you ever won by survival with this deck?
In previous iterations, survival was definitely real, but I definitely decided to gear it all the way towards Dragon Ball because, Dragon Ball.
Right, I got you. All right, so we got 3 thrusts here. I mean, this is kind of obvious, but tell me a little bit about this card.
Endurance 4, dog. Endurance 4, again, 6 life cards printed, so it's doing real damage with the mastery if it's live. If not, it's still 6. It's a target for Unleash, and Unleash, when it's attached, keeps you from being ball 2'd. So a lot of the times when we're playing MPPV decks, we're looking at the orange decks. It's prevalent. Your Ferrari Trunkses and all those other Rocket Anger decks. You're able to use ball 2 without fear of being lowered yourself.
That's very true, very true. So. All right, we got 3 Surges, and I love this card, and it's obvious to me why you play it, but why don't you just tell me why 3 of this card, and what is the best thing about this card?
Again, the damage is real. Endurance is there. It is banished after use, but that doesn't matter. It's a soft ball search, and it's cool because you could get a ball, and at the end of combat, you have to shuffle a ball in, but if you're playing against an MPV matchup, you got ball 2 out already, you can shuffle ball 2 back into your deck to use later.
Right. It doesn't have to be the same ball that you get, so you could bring out like 6 or 1, or, well, you don't really want to bring out 1 too readily unless you're like going hard or something like that.
Right. If you want to push damage, the only reason you bring in 1, and you're usually pretty hesitant to play 5 too until you're about to win. So
I got you.
But it's definitely, it wins games. If you have 6 balls, it just wins the game. So
very true.
We need that.
All right, got 3 overhead burst here, or overhead blast. Sorry. Now this card is just an excellent card.
Yeah, like, it's funny because when people see this card, like, played as an attack from my hand first, they're like, why do you play that card? But when it comes off the deck, they think they're still on a ball, and they're just not. And now it's just safe the rest of the turn, and then they really can't do anything to me. Because I don't know if you guys are counting endurance, but every card's had endurance so far except for the balls.
Yeah, so, like, you could even be in, like, a dig combat, for example, and you could take a clean 6 or 7, and just one of those cards being this card will save you from that Dragon Ball capture. It could save you the whole game, this card.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I love that card.
All right, got 2 resourceful shots here. This is a great Fanzy edition.
Yo, good looking Corey. You are the man for this card. In previous iterations, again, when I was beating down, I would get my balls taken a lot, and this was that surprise card that just gave me my balls back. It's a surprise card that sometimes a lot of people forget about, and nothing else needs to be said about this card. It's just value. It's so good.
For sure. All right, we got 2 Namekian face-offs here. Why do you play this card?
It's another one people scratch their head at when they see it, but again, it keeps my balls safe. Slug don't like people playing with his balls, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to keep it PG, okay? We're keeping it PG in here. And if that's not enough, it also gives you a hit effect to search out a drill, and we do play drills in this deck, so that it is relevant.
Okay, so you're using every single inch of that card. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, got 3 Namekian flinches here. So what's the deal with this card? Just for ball control?
Yeah, man. It's funny because tempo. That's my tempo card, because if you're on level 3 and your opponent has one of your balls, this can like sneak, get a ball, shuffle it back into your deck, and then play it back. And then you could play something like, I don't know, Surge. I'm sure they didn't see themselves losing in the next action, but hey, that just happened.
Yeah, wow, nice. Okay. Reinforced block, again, kind of obvious. Your Dragon Balls cannot be captured. So how many effects do you have in this deck to make it so your opponent can't capture your Dragon Balls?
I believe there's 10.
10?
Yeah.
What? You got 3 here, yep, 3 here, 2 here, and then I think you got the 2 silencing. Yeah, we'll get to those. But yeah, wow, 10 effects. That's awesome.
Yeah, they don't take my stuff. Plus, it's like 50 or 60 endurance, so I think it's like 57 or something like that. So
just really not happening too often. Got the 3 cross guards for the drills again.
Yeah, man.
Have you ever considered any other energy blocks like buffer?
I don't like the buffer banishes. A lot of the times I like to recycle my blocks with my rejuve, so I played it in like my earlier iterations, but this is just so much more value for obvious reasons. So yeah, I couldn't see myself going back.
Okay. 3 hybrid defenses is just obvious, especially with Slug gaining levels so quickly and you being able to rejuve 3 or 4 with this, or 6 on the level 3 if you so happen to do that. Very strong.
Card's very good.
And you got Time is a Warrior's tool here, awesome sauce proxy, gotta love it.
Word.
And this card, you were saying earlier before we started, this is a new edition?
Yeah, man. I used to run Namekian Heritage, I think it was called. The one that gave your opponent one of your balls, lets you use the effect, but they don't get to use it. So I wasn't a fan of giving my opponent my balls, even if I do get to use it. And this is just another raw, immediate effect that gets me a ball. It does come in on their side, but I'm saying we got stuff like, Resourceful Shot and Chase to get that stuff back from them, along with ball 5. So I think it's good. I'm testing at 1. It might even be 2. We'll see. I need to get more reps in.
Cool. All right, we got Hurried Quest at 3, and probably the best play that I heard you say actually on the finals match. You were I asked you why you got ball 7, and you said because Hurried Quest, and then I could just play one of those balls back. That's actually a really good play.
So dope, so dope. This card lets you use your best ball in the best situation. A lot of the times you play it when you have 4 or 3 balls, and that turns your mastery back on, so you get to bounce balls, use the effect, and then search another one with your mastery. It just does a lot of stuff for you. It also is a pseudo ball capture, so that's also relevant.
Yeah, it is a little bit of ball defense because you can bounce a ball on their side of the field, so that's really nice. All right, 3 Unleashed, kind of obvious with Slug. You got the turbo level from the 1 to the 2, so really you only need like 1 Unleashed.
That's it.
And then you're good to go.
Yeah, man. I can count the games that I've lost at level 4 on one hand. And I play this deck a lot. If I get to level 4, it's a long day for my opponent. It's
almost like Vegeta, free Vegeta, when they get to level 4. It's like, you're not winning the game then. Everything's unstoppable.
Yeah, good luck, bro.
Yeah, but I think you only run the 3 targets for Unleashed?
Yeah, man, that's it.
So have you ever been in a situation where you didn't have targets left?
I have been. I definitely am, watching my discard pile when it comes to like using that 4 endurance. I'm like, okay, well, I need to try to get this back in my deck for Unleashed, or I just see how many Unleashed I have left. You have to stay mindful of that, but a lot of the times I don't have any issues with it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking, I forgot you're Namekian, so you have the ability to rejuve things at will, and you can pretty easily get those back in deck. All right, so silencing, do you just play silencing for the parenthetical ability, or do you find yourself actually playing this during combat too?
Sometimes you do. I mean, it cripples a lot of decks. It's crazy. Some people just let out that deep silent. I play this card, and that's always like makes the little kid in me laugh. But, a lot of people criticize this build because it doesn't have Sphere, but this isn't as good as it's not. It's not as good as Sphere.
No.
But it does do some of the same things Sphere does proactively instead of reactively, and it also gives you the ball defense. So I mean, it's going along with our theme, and if it's going along with our theme, it deserves consideration in the deck, and I've loved it.
Yeah, no, I like you for this card because it's definitely good. Plus, a lot of people are running events. Everyone's playing, play 3 stare down and play 3 unleash, and it's definitely possible for you to enter on your opponent, them to have time stare down and unleash, and you just open with silence, and then they just cry.
For sure, and it's crazy because a lot of people be surprised on how often this deck enters combat. This is not the deck that just sits back all the time and just waits. And I think that really gets my opponents off their heels a little bit. So that's always funny.
Yeah. The amount of ball searchers that you have just make that possible. All right, so we got 2 Namekian Chase. So what's this card for in this deck?
So Slug's other name card, Fistland, is good, but I mean it doesn't have endurance, and sometimes it doesn't do what you want it to do. Chase is always it's a softball capture. So if they have a ball, you're gonna capture it and forget about it. If they have balls out that aren't yours, you can shuffle their ball back into their deck and then get a ball from your deck.
That's very true.
So one of the main weaknesses of Earth Balls that a lot of people don't even know about is Namekian Dragon Ball 1. Because if they capture one of your balls, now you have to fight through the 1 to even get your ball back.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, so Chase kind of is the band-aid for that issue. And it also is a little bit of anger control and pretty decent endurance also. So
okay, I like
try
it.
it out, kids. It's good.
That's awesome. I just love this deck for how many weird one-off cards you play. You play cards that no one would ever consider. I love that.
Played a lot of games, DDA.
Played
a lot of games with this deck.
So Lord Slug's Regeneration, again, kind of obvious. If you're playing Lord Slug, you better be running this card.
It's sweet when you jump to 3. Just read you 8.
Yeah.
Just laugh.
For sure. So then the planning cards we got down here, I mean, this card, Assistance Drill. Would you say this is your main drill here? You love this drill?
You might be surprised, but no. I honestly like the next one better.
Okay.
But I mean, this is relevant because, that smoothness-esque effect is just necessary, especially when you can grab it more frequently than not because of crosscard, because, we are jumping levels, so we know our drills aren't around forever.
Right.
But, a lot of times we get to reuse them, and that's also, really helpful.
Yeah, and it's very easy for this deck to get 3 balls on the field. All right, so this is your favorite drill, apparently. So why is this your number 1?
This is my baby because this keeps me from playing the Info Gathering that I don't want to play.
Okay.
The other fancy card that gets, drop balls from discard, banish them. So this card comes into play during combat. I just get to get a ball back from the banish them.
Wow.
So, like, how hard is that to trigger, right? How often is that happening? Obviously, cross guard, so that we can set that up, but also the face off. So we can face off hit. They're not gonna. They really don't want to block this because they don't care about 3 stages.
Yeah, 3 stages ain't nothing.
Yeah, but they don't know. Again, people aren't familiar with this deck, and then the aggressive drill comes out, and then I get a ball back, and they're like, "Oh man, I wish I would have blocked that attack." Well, you didn't, Timmy. Maybe next time you should.
No.
And also, this is a little bit of board control, and
Yeah.
also lower anger too, anger control, and it gives you an anger. This card does everything.
Yeah, for sure. It's super good. All right, so we got 3 Namekian Hunts. This is the money card right here.
Nah, man, I'm actually thinking about cutting it.
Yeah, right. Okay. So
Nah, Hunt's broke.
straight from the hand, play a Dragon Ball, 4 endurance. What the hell?
Nothing
Who printed
they
this
can do
card?
about it. Nothing they can do.
Who printed this card?
Hey man, no one wanted to play Slug. I'm making it cool.
Red Restriction is the only thing, or Vegeta's Final Flash is the only thing you can do about this card.
That's it.
All right, so you got Wish. Wish is just money.
Yeah. You already know.
Yeah.
The next is all the other cards is what you might expect.
Yep, Dragon Radar, Dragon Clan, and of course the new. Is this playable?
Yeah.
Dude,
When entering, Rejuve one.
so
Mama
good.
Durin.
So good. So many ball searchers. All right, so this is the deck. So I mean, you got it right here, Slug Ball. I mean, this won the Dentist Bowl tournament. So, I mean. We kind of already. I feel like we kind of already talked about this, but if there was one thing, your favorite thing about this deck, the reason that you play this deck, what would that be?
The Timmy in me loves it because no one plays it.
Okay.
And it's funny because when you play the deck, you just feel safe. You don't feel like anything could really hurt you. And I don't know how to explain it aside from saying that you have like 55 endurance. And it's just inevitability. Like, there's nothing that they can do to stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, red, sometimes if they get, like, a shoulder grab turn off, it's sometimes annoying, but you don't really see that as much as we did in days past. And you just won't know until you try it. It's really, really strong. I'm not exaggerating.
No, I think this deck is tier 1, I'll be honest with you. Like, I mean, it was good before, and then it got just additional support. It just got continuous support, and I swear, if this card gets another card, it's just going to break the game. So thank you, Wayne, for doing this deck profile video. If you guys out there want to run some Dragon Ball Victory, and you play Red Dragon Ball, and you want to run a little bit something a little bit more aggressive rather than control-y, I suggest that you try out the Radiant and give it a shot. So thank you, Wayne. Thank you for joining us. And
Shouts out one time.
Yep.
I have to give credit to Joe Lewis. Months and months ago, we worked together and we put this together. So I have to cite Joe Lewis. Joe Lewis, you're out there. You're my man.
All right.
We did it. We got there.
Great. And you go out there and win more tournaments, Wayne.
Sensei.